That's so cool, man. Intelligence can wait a little more. I'm listening to this audiobook, I think it's called All Tomorrows. And basically, it's just about a civilization that is a billion years more advanced than humans. And they're like godlike. But then they go in and they fuck everything right up. Like they turn uh, us, mankind, into like they'd make us like aquatic creatures, or like there's this one where it's just a whole bunch of mythical stuff, but you could totally fucking Frankenstein the shit out of whatever. Anything you think of is possible. It just needs to be animated. So some like what the fuck was I gonna say here too? That lots of stuff I was gonna say. I forget what I was talking about originally here. That's too bad. But uh, yeah, I like how my hair gets longer and then it just sits down and then it. I don't care if it fucking I personally like it. Does it look like whatever? Yeah, I can't even run my fingers through it. Even like when I go have a shower or whatever, I just pull out my own hair, right? But I like having it, and curious to see what Slarkus pulls out of that pharmacist there about that new fucking blood pressure thing. Increases your natural testosterone by 80%. So like I'm assuming it doesn't shut you down, but he's like, you know, anyways. Um if you can be better, then why wouldn't you be better, right? He's braver than I am. He actually works out too. But just a little bit. He was in the hospital there. He had serious heart infection for a while. He stopped working out. That sucked. I felt bad for him because he loved it. He loves working out, right? Uh, what else? He had something else fucking wrong with him too. He blame it on the French. I'm just a little bit French, and the one that I'm related to, well, the fucking first 3 years of her life, she was at sea the whole time, so she was never like like, well, I guess she was with the French, but maybe it's like the land's cursed. I don't know. I'm just trying to like be funny and diss the French, but it's funny because I like French people. I like all people, really. And it'd be nice when we can get so secure that we can say whatever we want. And then when you actually say something that triggers someone, that makes me think of the guy that fucking goes into work with the sawed-off shotgun, and like, oh, I'm triggered, and like, oh, fucking, please don't be. Anyways, uh, so everyone's chirping each other, right, roasting each other, and then when you actually find, like, I've said this a few times, but when you find a button, if you sensitivity, then you get to lick the wounds, sort of thing, and tell them why. Not tell them that it's okay, or yeah, tell them it's okay, but tell them why, if you can figure that out. And if you don't think that you're getting them, maybe like, give it a few more years or whatever, like learn some shit. I shouldn't say that, because it's not something that's taught. And I meant that as a joke too, or whatever. So now it's like I'm trying to backpedal. I'm just thinking of like all the different human beings in the fucking world, personality types that could fight. And so I like how Jordan Peterson said the other day too. He's like about the whole gender thing and personality. He's like, technically, there's I guess or no, I don't know. I don't think he said technically, but it's like, so now there's 8 billion genders in the world, and it'll go up and down with the population because it's just an expression of personality now. So that's what is recognized apparently in not in, well, in medicine. I should, like, like the mental, but then the physical, it should all be one, but it's not. And what was the other thing I was gonna fucking say there? Oh, I don't know, Brennan. I was trying to think of something really mean to say to myself, and I couldn't even do that. I love being mean to myself because I just laugh. I just fucking laugh. It's fucking hilarious. Unless it's like where you feel guilt and shame and you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like to justify that to yourself. And it's like, yeah, but you know, and then it's like, you really got to have some balls to think that, you know, if you watch pornography or something like that, it's like the difference is that you're born into a society that no one's coming to find you. Like, you think they would have, like, what was school for? You know, school is just like it it all it teaches you is how to be divided. You know, it's like pick something. Like, excuse me? What? And you're like, yeah, you're gonna die, you know, pick something. They don't really say it like that, but everyone always, you know, people think, I don't know. What else was I gonna say about that? It's very important. You can get another drink. You want one? If you're here, I'd give you a fucking beer. Guaranteed. You know what I started doing? I started shaking them up so that they're not as carbonated when you go to drink them. They overcarbonate beer, I think, and when you don't finish your beer, right? That hasn't really been happening lately, but my papa knows. Fuck, man, both of them. Uh, oh, three of them, cool, man, and whatever. Whoever else, right? So that's nice. Um, you wake up in the morning, or whenever you decide to have a beer, like the only time I really have a flat beer is in the morning. Otherwise, I don't really recommend. Anyways, I'll just get out what I'm going to say here. You're a lot more clear-headed when you don't have the fucking carbonation in at least I am. I'm not like concentrated on my gut where it's just like, oh, you know, pressure. Like, yeah, sure, the pressure does technically force the alcohol into your system faster, but um, I would rather not that because still I'm on like my fourth tall boy here, 5.5%, and haven't eaten all day, and I'll be fine. Have a fucking couple more beers to still be fine, you know, and just be like, and then it's beautiful because I should be stoned as fuck right now, but I'm not. Like, smoke pot till the cows come home. Not a big deal. Uh, yeah, you just get used to it. But so I'm drinking, and it's hard to tell that like I'm fine. Um, I'm getting a little uncomfortable now. Now that I'm like talking about it, but yeah, live long and prosper, motherfucker. Or is it like that, or is it like that, or like that, or that? I think it's like that. And then it's like that doesn't even look right. You know, what's the one thing that if it, yeah, hand signals too. Apparently that means like if anyone casts black magic onto you, it's like casting it back to them like double full. And it's like why would you want to cast that onto anyone? And it's like, well, because they cast onto you, and it's like, well, it was sent to you for a reason, maybe you can just like, but like just because you like make the thing doesn't mean that like. But then yeah, even if you didn't want to send it back, which I don't, then what are you like? You're banned from making this hand signal in a different way, you know? And who comes up with the meanings of whatever? Like my dad said to me growing up, he's like, God made this or this or like that's how everyone does it, right? Like that, but it's actually like that or anyways. That means something different, I guess. And that means I was told I love you, like Barney or some shit. But that's actually what it means. I love you growing up like that. But then I grow older and I read that that's actually an occult sign for an owl. It's like, okay, cool. And then that means okay. But then if you go like that with your finger, then it means 666. Are you kidding me? And then you like do it with the eye, and then it's like that would mean something else. And then the whole triangle thing, you know, and then all this stuff. God made all that, right? But you put a negative attachment to it, and it's like it's strange. If you do these things, I don't know, like you might be inviting something in. I hope that my fear rubs off on any spirits that come near me, because I haven't been bothered. Actually, I've been comforted my whole life. Like, you know, like I've been in some places where I'm just like, wow, you know, I feel like blah blah blah. I think I might go through enough in my dreams, because I don't question anything in my dreams. Not that I do that by choice. It's just I don't question anything in my dreams. So I've been led along some like interesting. I've been shown some interesting stuff, and uh, you don't really question it. Like, oh man, you do, but you're just like horrified. But you're like at the same time like, what? And then most of the time, everyone ends up being all right, and it's just like certain mind fucks like that. I don't know if I explained that right. But then there's other times where it's genuinely just like, I don't know, man. Like, everything seems very fair, though. Is that ironic? You know, like, even in life here, you know, it seems very fair. It's not right now, but it's the waiting game. And it, like, oh, man. Today I was feeling pretty anxious. I was waiting for my beer on the step there, and you know, and I just didn't want to look at anybody. And then if you ever feel like that, then that's good, you know. If you're like the freeze response and you don't want to look at anything or whatever, that just means that you're smart, and your body's smart too. Um, that's the equivalent to how a creature of prey will like embrace something, try to defend themselves, right? Because it's like they're the ones defending themselves. But I'll just call it a hunter or something. I feel so fucking. I'm not even allowed to use words to express myself anymore, because there's multiple meanings now. But I feel very strange for saying it like that. But it's better than saying other demonized words. It's funny how some words are like undemonized. I don't know. But then at the same time, like, okay, back on track here. Oh, that makes me think of something else I saw today. Fuck. Okay. Hmm. Forget. Oh, I watched a pretty cool thing today. It was if SCP 682, the hard to destroy lizard guy or whatever, uh, if he went into the back rooms, he got tricked in the end. He thought he was one way and then really he was another way. That's inspirational, man. The Skeleton Queen almost got him. Have you heard of the back rooms? And then basically you just like make anything up. That's so cool. That is cool. It's like anything can be the back rooms. I wonder why he couldn't just think of shit and implement it. You have to absorb it from everyone else, but like, I don't know. And then, oh yeah, his soul didn't get sucked out of his body. And I was saying, like, well, if you have a soul, and it's like gets sucked out of your body and like trapped by something, like, but he's immortal, right? He's an immortal being, but he's in this indestructible body. And so you think, which is which? Um, he just had to outthink the whatever. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that by this logic, you're immortal, not amortal, But it's funny how similar that sounds to immortal, amortal. You know, like you're immortal, you're immortal, you're immortal, you're immortal, you're immortal, you're immortal. I'm saying it different. Both that you see what I mean? Uh, uh, yeah. How you doing? Basically, that's all that's asking is like, how's your vessel feeling? And you're like, oh, sheesh. Well, I've been a witness to some pretty radical shit here, brother. Um, yeah. You like stuff. I like stuff. We're gonna get along pretty good, I think. And please get a put a good word in for me, if you can come up with one. I thought that was fucking dial tones on a fucking telephone, but it was the construction out the fucking jail bars. I mean, the blinds there. And, yeah. Wow. Oh, that's been, I haven't cleaned nothing since I've been here, but all that was, like, dirty when I got there. My family saw, whatever, I don't know. It's fine. I'm gonna fucking, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. What am I gonna do? Just be like, oh yeah, well, I've been here for how long and I've just left it. I don't care, man. Here's the thing. You can go sleep out in nature, man, and live in a fucking um cave or whatever, and it's just as long as your body's climatized to shit, you got nothing to worry about. And I don't get sick. I don't. So, but at the same time, like, now I feel estranged. Now I'm the weird one. Well, you're born in the end times, no one to fucking walk you through shit. I think I'm doing fairly good. Um, get your fucking drugs here, Bush Ice, make an advertisement for alcohol on TV, right? And it's like, hey, it's good times. People getting together and laughing. They're having a time, and uh, I think that's how it should be. And they should make other drug commercials the same as that too. They should make a fucking ketamine commercial, but then it's like, you know, they're just like dancing through fucking Wonderland or something. I've never done it, right? But like, they're dancing through a Wonderland or something, hallucinating, and then they fucking, you know, and then it just shows them in real life, and they're just like in the fucking K hole. uh, yeah, and then some like fucking commercial for like Be Who You Want to Be, Barbie girl, and then a 3-year-old wanting to get their dick cut off, but then their parents don't let them. So then the Canadian government comes in and repossesses their kid since they don't, you know, let them do that. You know, they're not getting them treatment right. Ben Shapiro saying that 80% of all this dysphoria or whatever, or is that what they call it? Oh man. Well, yeah, you're feeling like not good. You're like, I should be something else. That sounds dysphoric. Okay, I'm kind of seeing the word, but that's just I don't like how they word that, but that's what they call it, I think. Um, Gender dysphoria, and it goes away like 80% of the time if you just leave it alone. Like, you know, impulsive children are, man. Like, what the fuck? Isn't it your frontal lobe and your gray matter that controls your impulses? And sleep deprivation and alcohol and drug use and all that stuff inhibits it. Well, that's the typical part of growing up in North American culture because um, it's just like, wow, there's a lot of factors. Just think about it there, Sherlock. Fucking Elliot Ness. You know those guys fucking went around like poisoning whiskey. So I don't know if it was actually Elliot Ness, but in that era, like they go around poisoning whiskey coming from Canada so they could say that it was poisonous and they're willingly killing people in the name of justice. And now you go see a fucking commercial for it online or whatever. And uh, anyone that can't drive with a BAC of 0.08 shouldn't be on the road anyways. And if you're a commercial truck driver and your BAC isn't 0, so you could like gargle the mouthwash and be fucked, basically, then you're fucked. Yeah, that sounds like the place that I do not want to live in at all, and I will embarrass out of existence. Thank you very much.